What's up, it's Stress Free. I'm back again with another Diablo 4 video. We're going to take a look at the changes coming in next season, Season 7. And the PTR should have all the timestamps below, all the sections. Now let's get into it. Barbarians gain buffs to the various skills passives. Most importantly, Hammer of the Ancients is getting increased by 10%. Next we have some of the passives that we look at here is we have Walking Arsenal. It's getting almost like a double boost. It's going from 8% to 15%, increased damage for 10 seconds. And then while all the bonuses are active, it also gets a double boost from 10% to 20%. Control duration and attack speed. Now we're going to take a look at one of the aspects. Aspect of Earthquakes. The ground stop and creates an earthquake. That was basically buffed by 90%. And also while you stand an earthquake for 4 seconds, you deal increased damage. That got buffed by 15%. Next, I'm going to take a look at aspect of Secondary Fissures. Basically makes your earthquake's damage convert into fire. Here we got a little example of it. The video that we provided. And they also said that this will work in combo with Hammer of the Ancients, but they say you have to wait till the PTR to take a look at that. So it seems like from all these updates that the Barbarians are getting, they'll be probably a top class again in the next upcoming seasons. Next, talk about the Sorcerer Changes coming in Season 7. First, you have the Fireball and Chain getting changed. Instead, the burning damage has 10% chance to heal you 4% of your maximum life. Pretty significant change. It goes hand in hand with now that Devouring Blaze has been also changed. Critical strike damage on burning enemies, but now instead it gives your Pyromancer skills a flat 10% increased critical strike damage. Not sure if it's a good change, so it's probably a nerf to other builds, but overall I think the enchantment system needs to be reworked on Zorks. Next, you have the changes to the Ball Lightning. Its passives have been changed. The new one now, instead of having hit 50 enemies 50 times, you now have a 30% increased damage against stun enemies. And next one is Wizard's Ball Lightning was changed. Now instead, it gives casting Ball Lightning forms 2 Crackle energies, instead of you having to hit the enemy 4 times. Overall, pretty good change to the Ball Lightning. Definitely a build that's probably going to be good, as we're going to see right now with the next changes coming to it. Finally, it took all the way till Season 7, but Sorks finally have unique focus. And this one focuses on changing Ball Lightning as a skill. And we have the Strike of Stormhorn. The primarily inherent affix that stands out here is that Ball Lightning projectiles to cast twice are now changed to Super Ball Lightning. We have the usual critical strike damage, Ball Lightning projectile speed, +4 to Ball Lightning, and the chance for Ball Lightning projectiles to cast twice. As for the unique aspects, we have the Ball Lightning now splashes for 100% increase in damage and stuns enemies for 1 second when it reaches maximum range. And for the new Ball Lightning, the Super Ball Lightning, are larger, deals 100% more damage, and have a higher lucky hit chance. And its stun duration is increased by 3 seconds. Interesting change to Ball Lightning. We also have a little preview of how it functions. When is the video they share with us? Here we go, take a look at that. It looks like basically the Ball Lightning becomes like a bowling ball. Next, we have another focus Blizzard is giving to the Sorks. We have the Kuhn's Catalyst. Here, the inherent affix there is the Ball Lightning can be cast while moving. It has one of the first affixes we have here is that attack speed is increased for 5 seconds after casting a defensive skill. Second one had damage reduction for each active Ball Lightning. You have +4 to Ball Lightning, and chance for Ball Lightning projectiles to cast twice. As for the unique aspect, Ball Lightning orbits you create a static field that damages all enemies within it for 180 damage of Ball Lightning's damage per active ball, and granting unhindered as long as the field is active. Pretty nice changes, because now they basically got rid of the aspect and put it on the unique. Here we gotta take a look at some of the footage, how it looks like. You definitely focus on being a very active build, so that change that you're allowed to cast while moving is basically goes hand in hand. Very, very nice. This is probably gonna be the main build for Ball Lightning with this focus. Pretty good change. It sucks that it only took 7 seasons to finally get this thing out. Alright, next let's talk about the Druid class. In Season 7, the Werewolves and Poison builds are getting buffed. One of the skills that gain a major boost is Raging Shred. Shred's third combo attack is larger and applies an additional 200 poison damage over 5 seconds and causes enemies to take 30% increased poison damage over 5 seconds. Also, the Savage Boulder now deals poison damage and applies additional 56% poison damage over 4 seconds. In a Bloodhound, got a huge change. Now to additional of generating 20 spirit, you deal 25 increased damage until you shapeshift out of the werewolf form. Let's take a look at some of the aspects that I get above. Aspect of Blurred Beast, Shred deals 75% more damage, and Shred's first dash lands up to 4 additional strikes based on the distance traveled. Blizzard provided us a little demo. Here are how the skill works. Pretty cool. It's like you blink in and just do a bunch of attacks on the enemy. Overall, solid changes to the werewolf form builds. Should be interesting to see. Let's take a look at the aspect of Wolf's Rain. Casting Hurricane also spawns a smaller hurricane on your wolves for 8 seconds. These hurricanes deal 15% damage of hurricane's damage for each active wolf. So pretty much encourages you incorporate companions in your build. See the Blizzard devs taking a direction where they want to combine like certain builds with others. We'll see how it is on paper. Let's take a look at it right here to give a little example of it. Some interesting changes. Let's take a look at the rogue changes coming in Season 7. First, we got a major change to the Shadow Clone. It finally got a huge buff. It now gains a summon tag, and it can interact with all your triggers like lucky hit effects and all the damage modifiers and multipliers. So basically now it's not going to be like a useless skill, which is great. Rogues also get a new unique item called Assassin's Stride. It percent shadow resistance, 20% mobility reduction, +2 to mobile skills, +4 shadow imbuement. And its specialty is that mobility skills are now shadow imbued with 80% increased potency. And lucky hit, damaging an elite or boss with a mobility skill has up to 80% chance to instantly trigger a free shadow imbuement. So basically, now you have a way to have a free shadow imbuement instead of like speccing into it. So you could use the ice or poison one. Pretty decent. Could be some interesting builds in it. We also have a little demo how it's working over here. Let's take a look at it. Next change we have is the change to caltrops. It no longer has a backflip, so it would be much easier to set it up and not be in awkward positions. Also a good change coming to the skill. Overall, Rogue's got some positive changes. Gonna be nice to see them how they function on the PTR. Take a look at the changes coming to Necromancer in Season 7. First of all, Blood's gained significant buffs, and it's gained new itemization plus new overpower synergies. We'll take a look at how the Rachma's Vigor is getting changed. Now, after being healthy for 15 seconds, your next blood skill overpowers. This timer is reduced by 2 seconds each time. Blood Orbit heal or overheal you for 400 life. You deal 220% increased overpower damage. Next, we have some new uniques coming in Season 7 for Necromancers. First one, we have this Kasemi's Legacy. The inherent affix here is casting Blood Wave fortifies you for 85% maximum life. The regular affixes are you get 300% ultimate damage, 30% damage reduction while fortified, 34.9% chance for Blood Wave to deal double damage, and the last one, 25% Blood Wave cooldown reduction. As for the unique aspect, Blood Wave now forms a wave on each side of you. Both waves converge at your feet, pulling all the surrounding enemies and exploding for 1150 damage. And each time the enemy is hit by the wave, they take 10% more damage from your next Blood Wave, up to 300%. Here we got a little demo that they showed how the skill functions. Let's take a look. Next we have another new unique coming for Necromancer. It's called Indira's Memory. It's a unique pants. Its inherent aspects is casting Bone Spear reduces Blood Wave cooldown by 2 seconds. The other affixes are you get 115 overpowered damage, 30% damage reduction while injured, 25% maximal life, +4 to blood type. And the unique aspect here is it's a combo based. Blood Wave is additionally a bone skill that spawns a bone prison, and its endpoint increases your blood skill damage by 80% for 8 seconds. And Bone Spear is additionally a blood skill and will drain 10% maximum life for each cast after hitting an enemy to consume the surrounding corpse and launch one new Bone Spear from him. So it basically looks like it looks like a hybrid item build that utilizes blood and bone skills. So let's take a look at the little demo they provided, how the skill functions. Next, let's take a look at the Spiritborn Changes coming in Season 7. First of all, a lot of the bugs mechanics that associated with this Season 6 are being removed. All the double dipping, all the crazy interactions, they're being nerfed. Especially one of them is now Rod of Kempeleke. They got nerfed. It doesn't have any more that you deal 30% reduced damage based on your vigor cost. And now when you consume all vigor to return to full damage, cast at their largest size and become guaranteed critical strike. Now it's been reduced to 0.50% for all the way from 3% increased critical strike damage for each point of vigor spent this way. Much overdue nerf, since Rakapaleke was a must-have basically. It overshadowed all the other builds. And primarily now, Spiritborn is looking to be more going towards the Centipede Poison build and Razor Wings. Let's take a look at one of the aspects that's gain change. Razor Wings hitting enemy increases your eagle skills damage by 1% for 4 seconds, up to 50%. Razor Wing critical strike grant 3 stacks. More things that are buffing the Razor Wings spec. Next we have changes coming to the Ring of Riding Moon. Pretty much changes to the last 2 aspects. One of them is that 20% chance for pressing a swarm to deal double damage has been added. And we got for a lucky hit chance up to 70% chance to make enemies vulnerable. And we have for the unique aspect, it was buffed now that your pestilent swarm now orbits around you and generates 3 vigor per hit instead of 1. More changes that are probably focusing for Spiritborn to go towards the poison direction for the next season. Next we got the update to ultimates. At rank 5, ultimates now getting a special ability that enhances the damage, and they're also going to be getting some more support in the skill tree and paragon boards and aspects. Here we got one example. We got a lacerate. Here's how it looks like. The basic rank of 1, and then the bottom gives you the lacerate's damage increased by 40% of your critical strike damage bonus. You see the second example when it's already full rank 5. You see that it's already gained the critical strike bonus damage. So Blizzard basically forces you to dedicate some more points into ultimate skills to get the full effect of them. Next we're going to take a look at some of the aspects that help support ultimates. We have 2 new legendary aspects. One of them is Vehement Brawler's aspect. Casting ultimate skill increases your damage by 30% for 8 seconds. Gaining 4 additional ultimate skill. And the second one we get, aspect of Apogeic Fury. Casting ultimate skill increases your ultimate damage by 18% up to 180%. At 10 stacks, your cooldowns and this bonus are reset. Some pretty strong ultimate aspects that are coming in season 7. Looks interesting. Now let's take a look at the updates to the Runewords. All invocation runes have overflow. The cost of many also have been reduced to allow them to proc and overflow more often. Some ritual runes have been redesigned to have large potential moments of overflow. Here we got some examples of the new runes coming. We got the Nagu, gain 100 offering, maintain at least 1 active summon for 5 seconds, and gain offering each up to 6 summons. Next we got the Igni rune, gain 25 offering, stores offering every 0.3 seconds, casting a non-basic skill to grant the stored offering. And then we got the Chalk rune. It requires 20 offering. Invoke the Druid's lightning bolt, striking nearby enemies. Next, let's take a look at the season mechanic coming in season 7. It's called Season of Witchcraft. It's basically a reskin version of the vampire powers. The Witchcraft has 5 normal powers and 1 unique power. This time you're collecting a set of resource called Restless Rot. They're also bringing back a reward system that you have to farm up. Some of the witchcraft powers are locked in it. The rewards also include like items and materials. Resplendent Spark's gonna return. Next we have Forgotten Altars. So some of the powers you have to go out in the dungeons, it seems, to find them. Next, the way this system is gonna work is basically the same way as Helltides worked. It's another Helltide that spawn the mobs there for their resources. And once you complete the Whisper challenge, there's gonna be a head rotten boss that spawns. This boss drops materials for the occult gems, which can be the basically new malignant hearts. You slot them into your jewelry slots. We're gonna go over some examples. Here we got some of the occult gems. We got the Elden Sigil. It gives 160 armor and plus 8 resistance to all elements. As for its unique power, your agility, corpse, incarnate mastery, weapon mastery, and wrath skills deal 25 increased direct damage to hexed enemies. Next, we got a rare occult gem called Killing Wind. It also gives 160 armor and 8% resistance to all elements. Its power is while you have 3 or more Eldritch Witch powers slotted, gain 25% movement speed and 15% critical strike chance. Next, I have the legendary occult gem Duststone. Power is for each of your auras and hexes on the enemy is afflicted by, take 4% increased damage from you. The Tree of Whispers area has been updated. Special caches have been bought. Guarantees a greater affix cache. So it basically guarantees a cache with a greater affix items. And for the Raven of the Tree, it's gonna spawn every head rod zone, and you'll be able to just deposit your resources there instead of going directly to the the Tree of Whispers area. Just another quality of life feature that they added. Next, they got some quality of life updates. The Paragon migration. So like when all your Paragon board levels that you have right now during the season will migrate to your Eternal Realm, and those will stack up. So because there's a reward that you get for level 300, and so eventually you could actually build that up. Also, they finally changing the way the greater affixes work. The more greater affixes the item has, the higher chance of it having a much stronger aspect level. Next, they said that they're giving a way for the gems fragments to be used. Now you could gamble the gem fragments on jewelry and amulets. Class quests are getting updated. For example, Sorceress has like its class mechanic as the enchantments. So now it's gonna be similar to Altar Liliths. So once you complete it on one character, it's gonna unlock for all the future characters. Pretty decent quality of life coming. Finally getting the Armory system. Here you're gonna be able to save and load your builds. You could change between your loadouts with different Paragon loadouts and it's not gonna cost any gold. You're gonna be able to access these in the Sanctuaries, the Citadel, and Tree of Whispers and training areas. So now you don't have to really, you're not gonna be forced to remake an alt just to play like a different build. You're gonna be able to on the fly swap out your builds, so you don't have to do like 300 clicks on the Paragon board just to reallocate all your Paragon passives. Good system for those that want to try different specs. If you guys made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support. You can check out my other videos on the side. Thank you very much. Take care.